If you're like me, you love it when Fox News shoots itself in the foot, and today's breaking news from the Republican National Convention is an instant classic of just that. Please stick around so you can witness the blow-up firsthand. See what I did there? I said Fox shoots itself in the foot and blow-up. These are metaphors, and no one watching right now thinks they're going to see a wounded foot or an explosion. And intellectual honesty about language is at the core of today's story and the takedown that you're about to see. The United States is the most militaristic and gun-loving nation to have ever existed, and our language is peppered with metaphors that remind us of this. And no one understands the power of words better than Donald Trump, who successfully rallies the base again and again by weaponizing a metaphor, language.
The power of the president's words and how they may have inspired some of his supporters to violence and possibly the insurrection at the Capitol.
Oh, I called the fake news the enemy of the people.
I think my language is very nice.
And this week, his opponent, Joe Biden, caught some flack, another metaphor, for an unfortunate coincidence between his language and the Trump assassination attempt, and the Fox 5 attempted to seize it for one of their red meat roundtables. Here's the context from Lester Holt's chat with Joe Biden.
On a call a week ago, you said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that.
I didn't say crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was, there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him.
Now, everyone knows that bullseye is a very common metaphor, meaning the center of a target in darts, archery, or recreational shooting. But these Fox News panels have to aim at something every day, and they are not above going ballistic with some intellectual dishonesty. Now let's explore how the panel discussion went and how they set up the token liberal for a drop-the-mic moment. For the purpose of contrast, let's begin with an intellectually honest assessment of Joe's words by conservative Dana Perino, who simply critiques Biden's words instead of spinning them into something we don't recognize.
We've been the bullseye. Now, that's a metaphor. Lots of us use metaphors. But I can see how that could be taken today. And so follow me. I will lead. I'm going to be the one who does. But because he didn't do that, Lester Holt is able to say, what about what you said? And I also believe that all of us use metaphors so that we can give each other a little bit of grace on that front and just say, okay, going forward, let's be a little bit more thoughtful about the language. I don't know how long that lasts, but I do appreciate the spirit of the moment.
Fair enough, Dana. And at the other extreme, we have Greg Gutfeld, who ties himself in an emotional and intellectually dishonest knot while trying to blame Biden for the shooting and defend Trump as someone who shares funny memes.
We're talking about an attempted assassination that left a man dead. The shooter groomed and incentivized by a drumbeat of demonization. You cannot pretend that you did not know where it would lead. Trump laughs about a picture of a hogtied Joe Biden on the back of a pickup truck. That is not demonization. That is a meme.
And now here's the moment you've been waiting for, and the moment that got Gutfeld emotional. Fox resident liberal Jessica Tarlov was lying in wait to drop this elephant in the room bomb. And that's a mixed metaphor.
Nobody who's being an honest broker can possibly believe that the Democratic rhetoric is the problem here. So if the issue is that we're saying all the time that he's like Hitler and he's a threat to democracy, and by the way, J.D. Vance has also said that he's like Hitler, and I guess he's redeemed now. But Donald Trump sent a fundraising email just last week that said Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. And only one of these candidates has inspired people who sent pipe bombs to leading Democrats across the country, who has inspired mass shooters. Talk about firing up the base. Donald Trump has been doing that since 2016. Remember when he said the Second Amendment people could take care of it? When he was talking about Hillary Clinton abolishing the Second Amendment and she'll get to appoint judges. He talked about, remember that congressman from Montana who body slammed a reporter and he said, he's my type. He retruthed or whatever it was, a video of Joe Biden hogtied. Just back in my...
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Your
hilarious.
examples are...
Well played, Jessica, and thank you for fighting the good fight from within the Fox bunker. And I wanted to share one more clip from that conversation by Jesse Waters, who I think is the face of intellectual dishonesty because he always looks like he has his tongue in his cheek and is trolling his own audience with his over-the-top and contrived hot takes.
because that's all the Democrats have. They have this demonization strategy that animates their base, that gets them fired up. They get ratings from it. They make money fundraising from it. So if you take that, that's basically the cornerstone of the Democrats' turnout operation, which is Trump's a threat. I think they just need to go into a corner and sit down and think about what they've been saying.
Did you notice what he did there? He described Joe Biden and his use of language as many people have objectively described Donald Trump and his use of language. That kind of projection, also known as accusation in a mirror, is now a common debate gimmick on Fox and is right from Trump's pathological playbook. And now it's your turn. I want to know what you think about weaponized language in the Trump era and the rampant intellectual dishonesty in the media. Please comment below. And in the interest of fair and balanced reporting, I'll let conservatives have the final word as we revisit that now awkward Hitler metaphor that was mentioned earlier.
You've said, I'm a never Trump guy, never liked him, terrible candidate, idiot if you voted for him, might be America's Hitler, might be a cynical a-hole, cultural heroine, noxious and reprehensible.
I was wrong about Donald Trump. I didn't think he was going to be a good president, Brett. He was a great president.
I don't know if the flip-flop doesn't make you throw up in your mouth, the sycophant he's turned into might.